What's up, Karizzma crew? This is your captain speaking. One of my favorite game modes in Halo 5 was Husky Raid, a game mode where you could simply sit back, relax, and enjoy the chaos. If you've never had the chance to play Husky Raid, it's basically a Fiesta CTF game type played on custom maps that generally have a short but narrow layout. In some maps you can even see the other team and their flag from your spawn, so you basically have to push across the map with your teammates with random weapons, which include some crazy variants, while the enemy team tries to do the same. It's insanely fun. So with Forge being a part of Halo Infinite for a few months now, I decided to find out if the community has made any attempts at making Husky Raid, and this is what I found. First, we have a map simply named Husky Raid, and I'm pretty sure it's a remake of a Halo 5 Husky Raid map. I actually found a lot of remakes of this map, and they were mostly similar in design, but often the scale varied. Some really stretched out the map, and others perhaps kept it a bit too short. I found this one, however, to be a perfect balance. Overall, it's a good remake of the original and brought back some great memories. Up next is a map Duel of Fates. There are multiple versions of this map, so as usual I will link all the maps in the description for you guys. I really found this map to be interesting, as it really breaks up the traditional constant chaos that is Husky Raid by implementing force fields that block both players and projectiles from going through. On paper that sounds really unique and fun, and it is for a while, but truth be told I think maybe there are too many force fields. It seems to stall the combat for too long and I start to get armor lock PTSD. I think maybe a reduction in the number of shields or the duration of the shields could really help improve the flow of the map. I honestly really like the big hole on both sides of the map and the inclusion of the Warthog as well. Speaking of big holes, we have a Husky Raid version of Behemoth where the entire top section is sealed off and you have to jump down the hole from spawn and make your way across the enemy team's flag. I actually think this plays really well. If you manage to make your way across the enemy team's flag and wipe out the enemy team, you have enough time to really take the flag far before the enemy team is able to respawn and jump back down to stop you. I do wonder though how differently it would play if they kept the top section open, and by that I mean just the middle part with the towers, just for an alternative route. It could spice it up a bit and I'd love to see it. Next up is probably my favorite on this list. I was supposed to record footage for this video, but I got so lost and invested in the game I just continued playing for God knows how long. I think that just shows how well this map simply nails it. I love the L-shaped structure of the map because it really shifts the momentum of the game at any given time. If you've taken control of the middle section, the enemy team will be fighting for their lives from their spawn until they're able to clear you out. The map itself looks absolutely beautiful. I really like the design of the bases with the team spawn. I think having the flag elevated on the side of the bases is a great design, and overall I have nothing to complain about this map. It plays perfectly. It's definitely going to be my go-to map when I play Husky Raid in customs. Simply fantastic. Next we go back to another existing map that has been modified for Husky Raid. Chasm actually works surprisingly well for Husky Raid. The sides of the map have been closed off by one-sided force fields, which is kind of interesting. And by one-sided I mean when players respawn, they respawn on the side of the map and they have to make their way to the middle by going through that force field. However, once you come out, you can't go back the other way. It's a clever design, but I do think it takes players a bit too long to get back into the action, and since the map is so small, it often just means a guaranteed flag capture, so maybe it needs some minor tweaking and the spawns can somehow be adjusted to minimize that from happening. Otherwise, it makes for a pretty good Husky Raid map. Up next, we have a map that could have easily been my favorite on the list were it not for Turf War. Elongated Shore is obviously a callback to Halo 3's map, Longshore. It even has that little whale icon, which is a great touch. The layout of the map, just like Turf War, is L-shaped, which again makes for really fun and intense encounters. The sunset out in the distance is a really cool vibe and really pulls the map's visuals together. Again, overall, I don't really have anything to complain about this map. It's another map that you can just get lost in and play for hours. And then we take it back to the streets. Again, the sides have been closed off on this map, and it's kind of L-shaped, but not really. I honestly think the flow of this map is not very good. The teams that spawn on PD side are really at a disadvantage in my opinion. Once the enemy team manages to make their way across, they can easily trap the PD team at spawn. I think the map might flow better if the flags were at the bottom of both towers, and instead players could shoot from both bottom and top of the tower. I don't know, I think it would flow better that way, but overall, it's a good idea in my opinion, but it needs tweaking. And finally, we bring it back full circle. As I said, a lot of forges have remade this Halo 5 Husky Raid map, and most of them look pretty similar. This one, however, was a little different. It's got this nighttime neon aesthetic, and they've completely removed the middle barrier. I like the overall look of the map, but I think the removal of the middle structure really makes long-range weapons, like the sniper rifle, overpowered because there's literally no cover for players running across the map. That being said though, it's still pretty fun to play. So, which of these maps were your favorite? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, Superman punch that like button and subscribe for more Halo content. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Subscribe to Kaptain Karizzma.